Hey there, so I am live for a third time today, and hopefully some of you guys have seen my stuff on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook if you have me there, and you'll be joining me in a little bit. So first off, I want to say hasn't been the easiest day, but I still remain resiliently optimistic and happy. Hello to everybody, and I have to give a special shout out here. So on my Twitter, hey B Movie Archives, hey PlayStation, like a few times I mentioned, like I've thought about doing like Patreon or something like that, and I've never done it, and I don't know if I ever will. But today, hey Trini, somebody legitimately said to me, catching up and watching now, just wanted to let you know I'd be a Patreon supporter day one. Nobody's ever said that to me. Ever. In 8 years of YouTube. Not once. That touched me. It really did. It made me feel like this means something. Somebody said that. Thank you. When you watch this video, if you ever watch this video, that meant a lot. Because I don't get that. I never get that. Anyway, serious stuff aside, tonight we're talking B movies. Like not just B movies, but some Z movies. But the only thing that was important, the qualify it when I was doing up a bunch of them here, was they had to be fun. They had to be ones that I really enjoyed, and ones that I could watch. So I got a bunch here. Hey, Movie Madness. Some that you might know, and other ones that you mightn't, and maybe you've got some like in your mental list that you can talk about as well. But that's the topic right now. Is we're going to be looking at some of the worst movies, and yet still some of the best movies. You might be surprised by some of the ones that I put here as bad movies. But in my opinion, they're entertaining movies, but they're pretty bad. So I'm just going to open up my YouTube thing here. We just find it published. Hey Corey. I got to get to the new one because it's still got the old one open up. Apologize, take me a minute. Of course, it's still one link. Put it down in the comment section down below, man. Thanks, Corey. Right now, that means a lot because I'm optimistic, but I'm hurting a bit. Anyway, let's get into this because I don't like being serious. Let's truly bad cinema that I think deserves your attention. That's what we're doing tonight. So I'm gonna start like going through some of these here. Some of these will go through fairly fast. It's it'll be okay. One door closes, another door opens. Fun movie. And don't go in the woods alone. I don't know, like literally how many times I've sat down and watched this film. It will teach you one of the greatest lessons of life, and that is that the most dangerous weapon of all is. Do you know what the most dangerous weapon of all is, according to this movie? Yeah, let's see how many of these you have, guys. A pointy stick. A pointy stick truly is the most dangerous weapon that you will ever encounter, and it is on full display at the end of Don't Go in the Woods Alone. You will never go out again without your pointy stick to help you survive from mountain men with unique outfits. All right, ready for number 2? So next up is Nail Gun Massacre. Truly one of my favorite bad movies of all time. Obviously it is if you've been watching my channel long enough. You know that for a while I ran kind of a vlog that took something from this one here actually. This is fantastic. If you don't have this one, you truly need to get it. If you want to see like Texas, Old South, very oh, Corey, you gotta get this, man. This is hilarious. There's a sequence in this film, and I took a thing from one of my kind of my video podcasts that I used to do with my kids. Well, I'm missing tonight. There's a scene where he goes to a restaurant, like one of those like drive-in restaurants. That is a great bad one. I don't have that one here. I got it over there, but I didn't bring it over. And it's like, I think it's the $1.19 special, or something like that. And so clearly on the sign of this restaurant, the $1.19 special is a grilled cheese and a drink, right? A grilled cheese and a drink. So he orders that special. This is going to give you like the amazing continuity within this film. And so she goes to get his special. Hey, Corey. And what it is, you know, it's a burger. Because I don't know. But it's awesome. And it stood out. I mean, like, here's a movie that made little sense. Like cops and, you know, I guess coroners, like the doctors were like leaving bodies in the middle of the street, basically. Like, we found this body here behind the by a dumpster. That's a body, all right. He was killed, and then they just leave him there. Truly, this is one of the greats. It doesn't get much more hilarious than this. And if you don't have it, you gotta get it in your collection ASAP. It's just one of those really fun films. Next up is Ralph Horse, exactly. Is one of the super cool ones. This is from AGFA. It is an action film. Death Spa. I don't own Death Spa. I gotta get Death Spa. Down the road, I shall have Death Spa. New York Rip is amazing. Lady Street Fighter. Okay. So, this movie. Who's seen this movie, for one? Like, who has seen Lady Street Fighter? Now, I know what you're thinking. What if my grandmother made an action movie and got nude a lot? Hey, Lady Street Fighter. Stars, what's her name? Renee Harmon. So, Renee Harmon from Frozen Scream, who is at least in her 50s in this film, and feels the need to get naked a whole bunch. She does. She sounds exactly like Tommy Wiseau. I'm not joking. You just go on YouTube and you hear her talking. She does sound like Tommy Wiseau. So yeah, imagine if you got an older lady in her 50s. She's got a pretty good body for age and stuff like that. But it's just hilarious, guys. She does action sequences. She has a twin sister at the beginning of the film. She doesn't, there's no spoiler alert to tell you, her twin sister doesn't make it. She gets tortured and killed. It's, you just got to see this. There's, Force 5. No, that is Shakespeare compared to Lady Street Fighter. And you need to say, you know what's even better than this? So, get this. We actually said that, you know. I was watching this with my better half, and she looked at me and she said, "Is that Tommy Wiseau's mom?" Because she says, you know, a line, something like, "Oh, hi there, Mark." There's a bonus movie on this, and I'm not joking, a full movie Revenge of Lady Street Fighter, which we haven't had the courage to watch yet. But it was done in 1991. Oh, this is worse than any Street Fighter movie you can even think about. Don't forget Jean-Claude Van Damme. No, this is way worse than that. But it has like mostly recycled footage from Lady Street Fighter, with I guess her like older. There's two of them, and you get them both in this set. We gotta watch this one sometime soon. Lady Street Fighter comes with the bonus Revenge of Lady Street Fighter. It's kind of like when you buy Boogeyman, and then the Uli Lomo film, and then you realize, oh look, it's got Return of the Boogeyman on it. And Return of the Boogeyman's actually, well, this is mostly clips really, with a bit of plot line put around there. Lady Street Fighter, Revenge of Lady Street Fighter, it's that type of thing. But it's definitely worth checking out. From Vinegar Syndrome. Actually, I like Class 1984. I think that's actually a good film. Especially when you think of some of the ones that I'm going to talk about on here. From Vinegar Syndrome. A movie that will baffle you. And I'm not even joking. I would like that actually. First Mortal Kombat was pretty cool. The second one was a film. I actually met the girl that played Sidel from the second film. Yep, that's. I don't have that one. I do have that one here somewhere. I should put that on my list because Uli Lomo's Boogeyman. I don't have Boogeyman 2, which is one of the great bad movies of all time. And if you have not seen it, then you got to get on that because it is so bad. I think a toothbrush kills somebody within that film. It's really strange. All right, so Nightmare Weekend. You got them all on DVD. That is awesome, dude. How do you find those? This movie, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, where can I find a movie that has a computer, silver balls that turn people into things, a puppet, and some of the most unique acting choices that you're ever going to see, including a chauffeur that is such an alcoholic that he takes a flask, which he hides within, 2 slices of bread so that he can drink. I'm not joking. That happens. That is Nightmare Weekend. And you know what? There's actually a real actor in this one. Dale Metcalf from Pet Sematary actually has a fairly big part in this film. And one of the most awkward love scenes this side of Madman. That is sweet. Next up for Vinegar Syndrome, and the very first Vinegar Syndrome that I ever bought, that I truly recommend, Night Train to Terror. So, everybody's got something to do. Everybody but you. God and Satan are on a train with a really bad 80s rock band who sing this song over and over again. That is a real earworm of a song that will stick with you for like, oh, I did too. These are all movies that they're bad movies, but I love them. I mean, I'm not even joking. The song will stick in your head. Like once you watch this movie, they play the song all throughout the film. He hates this one? Well, just shows the bad taste that he has, doesn't it? This is called, you get to see Bull from Night Court doing 2 separate roles within this film. You get to see one of the rapiest anthology stories. Basically, this guy, he's driving in his car with his wife. I think they just got married. And there's an accident, and she dies, and he ends up in an asylum. So in that asylum, they mind control him to go out into society and lecherously kidnap women to be brought back. Hey, Friday night, how's it going? To be raped and harvested. I am not even joking. Oh, Arrow. I didn't even look through the Arrow stuff there. I should have. I don't usually think of them in the bad movie category. But there's a couple. There's a couple there that'll work. Actually, there's a few I don't have, that I don't own, actually. Yeah. Well, there's one that I do own. And it's not cranberry sauce. It's not cranberry sauce. All right, so next up is another... oh, definitely say it. 110% say it. There's nothing out that's incredible. Okay, go for it. Oh, yeah. Microwave Massacre definitely fits on the entertaining. I like Carnival of Blood, but it's bad. Yeah, it in a good way. There's something really unique about Carnival of Blood, though. You mean Malatesta's Carnival, right? From the box set. Doom Asylum, it's utterly ridiculous. I don't own Doom Asylum, Corey. That's why that's not in this list, or or would be there, because I know that movie. That's like Dream Maniac. Somebody here is buying Dream Maniac, and it's really bad, but I think they're really going to enjoy it. Horror House on Highway 5. If you didn't get this one, you really should have. It has everything. Ex-Nazis, kidnapping, a serial killer in a Richard Nixon mask, a rocket, and just one of those weirdly downbeat endings for a film like this. It is strange, it is odd, and it has all these things that shouldn't fit together, really don't fit together, but somehow wind together to make one super interesting film. Oh, it's definitely one to check out. Now, it's nuts. Like, there's going to be times when you're seeing plot lines that you're wondering, how the hell are these things in the same movie? I'll check that actually after. Yeah. This was a no-brainer, like literally, and this would be on anybody's list. So I don't need to spend a lot of time talking about this one. Troll 2. It literally had a documentary about it called Best Worst Movie, which actually is a really fun documentary with a lot of heart, surprisingly. Is Troll 2 as bad as everybody says it is? Yeah, it is. But in all the most brilliantly lovable ways. Troll 2 is a bunch of fun, and it has no trolls in it. No trolls. Not one troll. Not even close to a troll. You go to this little town called Nilbog. 5-year-olds could figure out the Nilbog twist. But I had to put on that one there. This one actually made its way to Mystery Science Theater, and it had one of the best Mystery Science Theater episodes of all time. I think Troll 1 will never suck to me, and I want me to tell you why, like over anything else. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is super hot in that film. Just gonna say that. I would really feel Claudio Fragasso, Celluloid. He's done a lot of stuff, so I wouldn't feel too sorry for him. He's can't be Leprechaun. Oh yeah, it's Troll, Leprechaun. Okay, the only Leprechaun movie that I can think of is like, well, some of the later ones are bad, but in a non-entertaining way, the Leprechaun remake. I don't have that on my list. You know why? Because I didn't find it that entertaining. That's why. The Brain That Wouldn't Die. Probably one of the best episodes of Mystery Science Theater out there. But have you ever tried to watch this movie without Mystery Science Theater? It's quite interesting. And again, we get another one of these insanely lecherous characters that are super fun. You got to. I mean, you really have to. It's it's got the monster with the zipper in the back. It just has it's got insane lines. Again, it has a really creepy, pervy protagonist that in reality I don't think any girl would go with, would trust him to go with, but for some reason they do in this one. That's actually a good one. That's like a good suggestion. All right, let's get to some slasher video, why don't we? But before I do that, there's one I didn't bring over, and it's over there in my Kino section, and I got to talk about it. Astro Zombies. Have you seen Astro Zombies? Ted V. Michael classic. Oh my God. Astro Zombies is one that definitely needs, it needs to be in your collection. Imagine, Tourist Santana is in it from Russ Meyer's Faster Pussycats Kill Kill. There's a bunch of like actors in it. One was like super drunk. There's a great sequence when the Astro Zombie, which you have to see to believe, is kind of like a paper mache head that he has on him, skull type head. In order to move, to survive, there's this light source that's attached to the Astro Zombie. So in one brilliant sequence in this film, the light source gets knocked off of the Astro Zombie. What's he gonna do? I'm gonna bring it over. You guys got to see it, because you're gonna need this. I'm not even joking. So this creature right here, he doesn't look this good in the movie though. I don't have that one. That's a good one though. It's cheesier than Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So I'm gonna spoil this part for you. I'm just gonna tell you right now. When his light gets knocked off him, and just so you know, this does have a riff tracks with it as well that you can actually commentary that you can listen to, because it is that bad of a film. He grabs a flashlight, and I'm not even joking. Turns on a flashlight, and he puts it up to his forehead like this, and then runs away. Because light gives him cash right now, man. So light gives him like power. So he's running. You got this like super big-headed zombie creature with a flashlight stuck to his head, like kind of like that. Like I thought you said dork first, and dork works, and we cried. We had to pause the movie to stop laughing during that sequence of the film. It gets that bad. Don't think I leave out monsters, because I don't. Yangari, monster from the deep. You knew it had to be here. For the scene where, hey, how's it going, man? Where Yangari gets stoned, and or the scene that the little boy and Yangari dance together inexplicably. This was remade. They remade this, but this one is like, I think it's the first Korean, right? I'm pretty sure first Korean like monster film. Definitely worth checking out. Actually, no, I think his Alligator is a bit better. John Sayles wrote. I think John Sayles wrote Alligator, right? The writing's a little bit too good for this list. Because I really do like Alligator. Actually, maybe the sequel. It's a remake worse. Yeah. So he's young Gary gets high. You just have to see it. All right. So Deadly Prey. Do you like action movies? Do you like action movies that make no sense? Uh, and do you like Cameron Mitchell? Because, much like John Garrett, he does everything. Um, oh my God. Uh, Deadly Prey. Oh, Silent Rage is, I think Silent Rage is kind of good. It kind of more than a bad good, because there's aspects to it. But I almost make the list. Um, but Deadly Prey. Would you like to see a movie where a man rips off another guy's arm and beats him to death with it? You know you would. That's what Deadly Prey is. They made a sequel to this movie 20 years later called Deadliest Prey, which one of these days I got to own with the same cast. I ain't even joking. Uh, he ripped. So the guy that was in this was in a movie that I don't own now, but I got to get, called Killer Workout. Super cool. Comes in it. Uh, but what's his name? David, not David Campbell, but he's in both of them too. Because his brother does them all. Ted Pryor, that's it. This is David A. Pryor's guy that's doing it. Guys, if you don't own this, if you've never seen this, it will make you tear up. It has scenes that are that inexplicably bad. Basically, these guys are a secret like group of like killers, and they're hired shadily by the military, by bad military guys. So one day, this dude, right? What year is Deadly Prey made? It was made in the 80s, 87 it says here. It's probably made earlier than that, but it's 87 is what it says here. So this guy walks outside to get his mail kisses his wife. Yeah, that's the one. Goes out and grabs his mail. Gets hit on the head right in front of his house in the middle of suburbia and dragged into a van so that he can be hunted down. But then he gets there, and the guy that's been training these elite squad of killers recognizes him as one of the guys that he trained, and he said, "You don't know this guy. This guy, he's like Rambo. You gotta see it. You gotta see Deadly Prey. It is pure cheese, and it is fromage, the greatest fromage of all. Staying with the same company, Slasher Video. This one was also put out by Arrow, so you probably know what this is already, and that is the classic Satan's Blade. All right, so I'm guessing most of you here either already own or have Satan's Blade. All right, perfect. This movie makes no sense. The best part of this film, for me, the most inexplicably best bad sequence in this film is in order to up the blood death count of this film, somebody has a dream where everybody gets killed by this monster troll creature or something like that, just out of nowhere. It's just like this weird dream sequence. It makes no sense to the rest of the film, but obviously they were padding at the runtime. They wanted more horror in the film. There's acting is a very loose term in Satan's Blade, but I love this movie. I don't know my connection, but it is definitely B Movie Archives, that one of the tops on the list of bad movies that I love. That's such a good bad movie. But Satan's Blade, I mean, check it out. I've watched this like 4 times, at least 4 times. what's even better is that there's Remembering Satan's Blade director's interview, and have you guys watched the features on Satan's Blade? Because there's an interview, and I don't know if it's with like the director's like wife or mom or something like that, but it's a really weird interview, but it's super entertaining. Yeah, Carvey looks disappointed. See, he's looking. He's like, God, man, I'm on the cover of this film. All right. So you ready? Because I got to find this one because this isn't a box set. Nope. Oh, yeah, this is it right here. Yep, I think it's the one. So, David F. Friedman. Remember David F. Friedman? Just watch Troma. The guy that gave us movies like Blood Feast. Well, how about Search for the Beast? It's a Bigfoot movie. How awesomely bad is this film? Well, let me describe a sequence of this film to you. There is a guy in this film. He's a bad guy. He's a drunk, and he beats his girlfriend. In fact, he kind of kills her. He leaves her for dead. And then what does he do? Because he's an evil, nasty guy. He pours a bath and gets in the bathtub, and gets some alcohol. Some more alcohol. It is. There's more than that. So the girl who's dying, she's bleeding out because he's kind of killed her in the kitchen. She's like slowly dying. But then suddenly we see her crawling across the floor, like slowly crawling across the floor. You ready? Pushing a toaster. I'm not making this up. This is in the film. She's slowly crawling across the floor, pushing a toaster, pushing the toaster as she slowly goes across the floor so that eventually she can take the toaster and shove it into the bathtub. Yes, a toaster. Shove it into a bathtub so that she can kill him. I'm pretty sure it's a toaster. I'd have to watch it again. I'm pretty sure it's a toaster. And there's even and you will never forget this line right here. And I'm going to say it in the way that I can actually, hopefully, I can elicit a little bit of the acting chops of this person when this line was said. So, it's not a Bigfoot? Why is that line hilarious? You have to watch the movie to find out. Now, where did I get this at? You're probably wondering. Well, this is a Retro Media box set that came out, and it has a lot of hilariously bad films on it, including Zontar Commands. Zontar, the thing from Venus. If you're a SCTV fan, then you really know Zontar because they used it in a SCTV in one of their best episodes. But this is called the Beast Collection. I bought this up in Montreal at a store that was closing out. We must have watched that Bigfoot movie at least a half a dozen times. And anytime we have somebody come over to the house or something like that, usually it's one of our go-tos. Like Nail Gun Massacre, Satan's Blade, Astro Zombies, and that's probably some of our biggest go-tos that will say, oh, you're here, you got to see this movie. I should have brought Things over too. Things, 1989. I've talked about that one enough, but you guys know Things. I hope you know Things. It was put out by the Severin sub-label Intervision. It's Birdemic would definitely fit. I just don't own Birdemic or it'd be on the list. That's where you guys come in. Nail Gun Massacre Corey's a definite must-have. I would definitely put that up there as one of the high must-haves. It just has some of these most inexplicably bad yet entertaining scenes and fantastic lines. They try really hard to make this Nail Gun Massacre character like a wisecracking type killer in the vein of Freddy Krueger. So if you see movies like Doom Asylum and stuff like that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Who the killer is kind of makes no sense. Ricky O, whoa, there's a good one. I don't own it, but I've seen it, and yeah, that would definitely, very bloody film. That definitely fit on the list. This is a classic, guys. Because if you got this guy's movies, they have to be on the list. Fiend by Don Dohler. One of my favorite Don Dohler films. A lot of people go for Night Beast, which is a great bad film. And I think I might have it here on my list. I'm not sure. But Fiend. If you have never seen Fiend, you definitely have to see Fiend. It has the patented Don Dohler school of acting, which I think means anytime you go on a Don Dohler set, any pretense of acting at all just gets sucked out of your body. But this is hilariously bad. And there's even like a secret film on here. I'm not joking. There's a secret film on here that you like as an Easter egg, which is a full film, a second Don Dohler film on this one here. There's like a ton of like kind of cool stuff in this one here. Even like a few of his shorts. Night Beast is a better made film than Fiend. Night Beast is definitely really entertaining, right? Fiend is inexplicably bad in a weird way. Like Night Beast will have more like, I think Night Beast has nudity and stuff like that. Because when Don Dohler did Night Beast, there was studio behind it, and there were certain things that they said you got to put this in, you got to put this in type of thing. This is like pure uncut, like this is the uncut raw Don Dohler. And oh yeah, if you got Night Beast and that was even remotely interesting to you, you got to grab this film. Some of the worst effects you're ever going to see, some of the worst acting you're ever going to see. You're not going to be able to keep you're not going to be able to like stop watching it. It doesn't, it's not a long film. Maybe it'll seem longer than this. It's like 92 minutes, but definitely worth checking out. Now we're going to get into some classics. Slime City Massacre is a good one too, which I don't have. See, a lot of movies I don't have, guys. Because you had to put the master on here. And I don't have his most famous one. But this is a little bit worse. And that is Bride of the Monster. With Tor Johnson at his absolute best, and a great monologue by Bela Lugosi. And seriously, guys, Tor Johnson will tell you when it is time for go to sleep. Bride of the Monster. Yeah. You've never seen it? Oh, dude, you totally got to see this film. A crazed man-beast servant is conducting flesh-burning radiation experiments on humans in an attempt to create a legion of atomic supermen. Produced and directed by Ed Wood Jr. with Dolores Fuller. Kind of. It's sort of a sequel. I'm trying to remember what the film was, but yeah, we'll call it a sequel. I think he did. Like, didn't he? Like, they didn't really use the word sequel a lot back then, but well, yeah, it pretty much is. You got to see it. It's not. It is just so fun. This had to make the list. Glen or Glenda. I love that film. Pull the string, pull the strap. Night of the Lepus. Which one? Bride of the Monster? I think so. Yeah, you're right. 1956, actually. 55, 56. I could be wrong, actually, on the back. Kung Pao Under the Fist. Aren't they doing a sequel to Kung Pao? My better half actually really likes that film. Night of the Lepus. Because you just can't make bunnies scary. Well, maybe Danny Darko. But you can't make real bunnies scary no matter how hard you try. You can put DeForest Kelly in the film. You can put Stuart Whitman in there. Hell, put Janet Leigh from Psycho. You know what bunnies aren't? Bunnies aren't scary. Whether it's guys in bunny outfits or bunnies that are superimposed like really big on the screen to terrify you. These are all good bad movies, Adam. Look at that. See that bunny? Come on, you're quaking in fear, right? You're quaking in fear. All right. Because one Don Doller is definitely check it out. Actually, I was really proud of the film noir video. Is not enough. You got to get more Don Doller here. Night Beast, yes, that's on the list. But also on the list, and The Alien Factor. Who's seen The Alien Factor? Have you never seen The Alien Factor? This classic Don Doller. If you live near a Sunrise Records, if you're like in Canada, for instance, you live near a Sunrise Records, this thing usually can sometimes be found in the $2.99 bin at Sunrise Records. I'm not joking. And this is a retro media release. It is fun. If you picked up Night Beast, if you know you're gonna pick up Fiend, or you've already picked up Fiend, yeah, grab this film. Do you want to see The Amazing Monsters? Quake in fear, mortal humans. Quake in fear. If you thought I was going to get through a bad movie list and I'd have at least one kung fu martial arts action film on here, yeah. I could not do that to you guys. I could have got Raw Force, which is back in my collection over there, because that is an inexplicably fun bad film. Or even Cut and Run, which is by Rogerio Deodato. And it's a bad film, but it's a fun bad film. But I went with something a little bit more rare, I guess. Do you know it? Do you know the film I'm gonna bring up here? I don't think you're gonna guess this one, but tell you what, make a guess. Anybody want to make a guess with the martial arts film that I'm gonna bring up here before I bring it up? I'm gonna count to 5, and then it's coming up. So guesses are in. 1, 2. Not Roman Ninja. 3, 4, 5. Amazon versus Superman. Amazons versus Superman. Oh yes, you've not seen Amazons versus Superman? Oh, you got to get yourself some of this. This is one. Oh God. I am just gonna read you the back of this because I can't explain this probably any better than this is going to. That's not not a word of a lie. So here we go. Sit back and in ancient time in Greece, culture ruled the world. The story deals with the conflicts between a race of warrior women, the villagers whom they hold in bondage, the 3 men who dedicated themselves to setting them free, a Caucasian named Arrow, Tygo, a giant son of Africa, and the Oriental Chang, not racist at all, man, take on a whole army of Amazons using their amazing agility, knowledge of martial arts, and their ability to invent strange machines of war. The heroes proving themselves to be a match for the warrior women. 16 inches. But look on the back here, guys. How can you not want to see Amazons versus warrior women? Classic. I gotta get a drink. Three ninjas, I know. Oh, have a great night there, PlayStation. Play some good games. Reefer Madness. It had to be there. It's probably one of the best of the medical, like, warning films that are out there, the drug warning films that are definitely out there. Look like look at that. Oh, they definitely do not. They definitely do not. Uh, love this one here. A definite classic. It's a super fun film. This is actually there's like the black and white and there's a color version of it on here. Oh, Movie Madness. You got to see this. Play faster, play faster. It is, it's a classic for a reason. It's super entertaining. It's really funny. And it definitely, definitely made the list. All right, this entire film series could be on the list, but I only have this one and some of the later ones, which actually one of them, or at least two of them, I think a YouTuber acted in, but not in these early ones. No, these early ones we had some like some hot ladies, and this is the Witchcraft series, and this is Witchcraft 666. What is the Witchcraft series, you might ask? Why, there is like 13 or more of these films so far in this franchise. Witchcraft, I'll be honest with you, this is kind of what I expect the box set for Vinegar Syndrome to be in October. I'm so hoping it is. Oh yes, Witchcraft. Mr. Skin gave it a pick to click, so that's something. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Cool Duder, remember Cool Duder? He's a YouTuber. He's in like a couple of them, a couple of later ones, like a small part in a couple later ones. I think he plays two different characters in each of them too. But yeah, I mean, when a satanic serial killer begins hunting down young women wearing gold crosses, only supernatural attorney Will Spanner can do it. Will Spanner is a character that's in a lot of the early Witchcraft films. He's played over time by various different actors, and I use that term loosely because there's not a lot of like serious acting in the Witchcraft films. This one was it Julia Davis. One of them actually has Julie Strain in it as well. So that's some of the better acting you're going to see in one of these type films. You ready? Revenge of the Sun Demon. So, what is Revenge of the Sun Demon? Well, there was this movie by Robert Clark. No, not Bob Clark, but Robert Clark. And oh, was he really? Basically, what they did was a comedy troupe decided to redub over The Hideous Sun Demon and make it into like a sequel. Whether it works or not is really up to your sense of humor. But does it fall up on the bad movie category if they know it's a bad movie? In this case, yes. Even I, Movie Madness, do not have a list of all my movies, but I wish I did. But this is something interesting to check out. It is definitely a curio, that's for sure, and I think a fun one. I brought this whole series over. You know, these have all been done over, but if you don't have these and you're a Mystery Science Theater fan, you're missing out at like 110% for sure. And that is the film crew releases that were put out by the Riff Tracks guys before Riff Tracks was a thing. What do we have here? Some of the greats like, yep, it is. It's definitely him. Hollywood After Dark. So, did you pick up those You know those box sets that came out, the ones from Arrow, with the regional horror stuff. I've seen Invisible Maniac. I don't own it though, but I know what you're talking about. So this is by John Hayes, who did. Oh God, he did like one of the movies from the recent like American Horror Project Volume 2, Grave the Vampire, Cutthroat, stuff like that. This, these are really good, but these are really good like riff track things. Commentaries for films that deserve it. They had it coming. Film crew. Really cool. I know what you're thinking. How sexy is a young Rue McClanahan? Well, this is a young Rue McClanahan. I'm gonna say this now, and this is in the nicest way, and I do mean this. She got hotter as she got older. Uh, I think, yeah, I think I date like Golden Girl Rue McClanahan over young Rue McClanahan. Maybe it's just me, but then again, I did think she was kind of hot with this. There we go. Hey Andy, welcome. Welcome to Bad Movie Time. Next up is the Giant Marathon, which is a decent bad movie. Like it's not. I don't think this one. This is probably the most unbad of all these movies right here. But still a interesting one. Blood Atlantis. I don't know if I've seen that, man. I'll be honest with you. I'm trying to think. Killers from Space. Nothing like Ping Pong Ball Eyes. You know, what's better? And Peter Graves, of course. And I've left the best of the film crew movies last. It is the best. It is the funniest one. I'll check it out. It is the most inexplicably bad movie, and it's the worst message ever. This is the Wild Women of Wango. Please tell me somebody here, aside from me, has seen the Wild Women of Wango. So basically, it has the heartfelt message that good-looking people belong with good-looking people, and bad-looking people belong with the bad-looking people. Not my message, but the message of Wild Women of Wango. It is so hilariously bad. You have to check it out, and if you can get the film crew edition, oh man, this is one to get. Yeah, yeah. A lot of these are on Mill Creek box sets, but man, if you can get Adam, if you can get the film crew, this was put up by Shout Factory, and I think these go for fairly cheap, to be honest with you. There's only 4 of them, and the commentaries that are done on these are super good. And yeah, actually, they are like definitely the best transfers you're going to get these films as well, because this is done by Shout Factory. See, these film crew ones were started by Rhino, but of course, as you know, Rhino went out of business in that way. Beyond Atlantis. Okay, I have actually got Beyond Atlantis. I haven't watched it yet, but I got it. That's a Warner Archive movie, right? My better half bought that one, so then I do have to see that. It's more modern. It's animated. I'm gonna let you guys try and guess. It's animated. It has Charlie Sheen, Eva Longoria, Hilary Duff, and Wayne Brady in the voices. Oh, for Wild Women. That's a great price, dude. And it is Food Fight. This has some of the worst animation, exactly, that you're going to see. It has some of the most cringe-worthy lines in, and yet, this had a budget, man. This had a budget. I don't know where they put it. It definitely doesn't show on the screen, but just. I do like Terror. Think of Terror as Norman J. Warren's version of Suspiria, because that's what he thinks of Terror as. That's, if you ever asked him, that's what he would say. The budget went to the actors. All the budget went to the actors, and maybe catering too, because none of it went into that. This is one that we knew we were going to, yeah, I know. We knew we were going to get to this one. We knew this one had to come on the list. I know what you're thinking. Way too good to be on the list. But no, this. Is it tearing you apart? I actually haven't got around to. I haven't seen Satan's Slaves in years, Movie Madness. I haven't got around to watching it. Not tearing you apart? Hey, doggy. So many great lines within that film. With the classic, I didn't hit her, I didn't hit her, she's lying. Oh, hi, Mark. Just love that stuff. Or when Mark tells the story about this girl that was savagely beaten by her jealous boyfriend, and his response to that, Mark, you tell such good stories. What's the room about? Have you never seen the room? Okay. The room is about a guy named Johnny who's in love with a girl named Lisa. Now, Lisa likes Johnny's best friend and is screwing around on Johnny with his best friend. And then stuff happens, and they play football in tuxedos. You just have to see it. I can't. I mean, I cannot do the justice to this Time I Was So classic. I'm on it. Honestly, you have to see it. It's like trying to like just watch it. Like don't read anything or anything like that. Just go in and watch it and just like let it like sink in, because it is one of those films when you're gonna be like, what the, that doesn't make any, who the hell is that guy? Yeah. You should. You totally should. There's a couple of slasher films on here. Some that are considered classics on this list. This one? This one isn't. Oh, really? Really? Oh, you definitely got to see it. Bleed. Trauma worked with Tempe Productions. Charles Band hates slasher movies, but he needed the money, and he worked with Tempe to make Bleed. What is Bleed? It's an hour and a half long. It has some very pretty people in it, as you can see. I actually am. I mean, I don't think he's going to make anything ever as inexplicably bad as The Room. I think that was just everything aligning to at the right time. But I'll check it out. Commando Ninja. Sounds familiar, actually. Bleed. Actually, I like this movie, but still, it is bad. And it's got some great sequences. Some of these here you guys aren't going to agree with me on. But Psychomania, also put up by Arrow Video. I think this is one of George Sanders' last films. I think he may have killed himself. I'm not even not really joking. I think he did kill himself after this film. Right? George Sanders, didn't he kill himself after this film? There's a dark turn for it, but when you get a movie that's so bad that the actor just can't take it anymore, well, that'd be Psychomania. Is it bad, though? Is it really bad? I'm just going to show you the back. Just look. Just look at those helmets. Just... I don't have it. See, I just got things I got in my collection here. That's why you guys are making up stuff that I don't have here on the list, so that I have other things that I don't have that I can watch. All right, so the next three are controversial. Because we're going to go to it with a movie, a slasher movie, a classic that I love. But I have no illusions about the badness of a lot of slasher films. I just have a strong love for them. And I'll be honest, If Girls Night, if I owned a copy of Girls Night Out, I would so be showing you that right now, in place of this one. But I don't. But I do have Cheerleader Camp. Classic scenes in this one. Great actors, actually. Betsy Russell is in this one right here. I'm pretty sure it's Betsy Russell. Yeah, Betsy Russell, Leif Garrett, Lucinda Dickey, who of course did her own fantastically awesome bad films, which is like, I haven't seen Cry yet, but I'm looking forward to it. She did the break-in films. I'm not even going to attempt to break dance. It's been years since I did that. Yes, I break dance. I grew up in the 80s, guys. Hercules, New York. Hey, 4K, welcome, dude. Hercules, New York. I remember seeing that. That is an awesome bad movie. But yes, although a lot of people wouldn't consider this, a particularly or typical bad movie, it is. It's a bad movie, but it's a fun one. It's a really entertaining one. And Cheerleader Camp. I actually had the poster when I was in high school, when I was in college. Next up, and there's no doubting the badness of this film. It has George Clooney in it. Before I show it, it has George Clooney in it. Do you know what this movie is? Can you guess this bad film? Because I'm willing to guess. I got Bloodsuckers from Outer Space, actually, but I didn't actually... Do I have Bloodsuckers? No, I don't have Bloodsuckers. You're right. See, I thought people were going to say Return the Cured Tomatoes, which I think is actually good. But Return to Horror High is one of those inexplicably... You're not quite sure if you'll like it or not. Slasher films. It's entertaining enough. There's sequences in the film that you're like, yeah, that's pretty good. And then you get to the ending of the film and you're like, what did I just watch? I no longer know. Return to Horror High is something that's good to double feature with the classic Dream Maniac. You never seen... That's because Horror High doesn't exist. Or at least there's no... Well, there is a Horror High, but it has nothing to do with this. See, the only putt returned to on this movie for one reason. And you know why that was? To get you in because, wow, this must be the sequel to that slasher film, Horror High. Really, to get you in thinking that this enough, that there was one before it, and this is the second one. It's a common trick in horror films. There's a few where actually return tos that are out there where there's no first film. Oh, there is no Horror High. Just so you know, there's another film kind of called Horror, but it's not. It's nothing to do with this. Return to Horror High, it's its own beast. It was the sneaky little trick exactly that they used. Well, with Troll 2, there is actually a troll, right? There's a movie called Troll. But Green Slime, actually, oh, that's a great one. I should have brought that one over. I got that one over there in my Warner archives. Incredible Melting Man. This last one, I didn't know if I was going to put it on the list. So it doesn't exist. Because it's bad. It's really bad. And I had to think, was I really entertained? Yes, it was bad enough that I was entertained. So first, you remember the Twilight films? Sparkly vampires and stuff like that. Tamoto Massacre. There's a ton of stuff from that. Remember the Twilight films? Do you know there's a bunch of movies tried to knock off Twilight and stuff like that? The Howling did that. The Howling did that. Now remember, all these movies here that I'm talking about, I actually really enjoy every one of these films. Are they bad films? Yes. But are they fun films and enjoyable films? Yes. I love bad films more than anything else. You guys know that. But this one, This one. Who knows The Howling Reborn? Somebody decided that the Howling series wasn't bad enough. What they needed to do was Twilight the Howling series. They did. Now, this is here basically because I don't have the worst Howling movie. This is not the worst Howling movie. I know you're thinking, oh, this, the Twilighted Howling, this got to be the worst Howling movie. It's not. The worst Howling movie was the one previous to this. And most of it is in a bar. In like this bar. I think Kane Hodder's in it too. I can't for the life of me remember the name right now. And I'm sure one of you guys will know what it is. But it is like one of the worst Howling films you're ever going to see. Like Howling Reborn is just fun bad. It's not part 6. Part 6 is Freaks. Bruce Payne's in that one. Howling the Marsupials definitely will be on the list. That's part 3. That's Philip Morrow who did The Beast Within. We actually talked about that earlier on a different stream. But it was brilliant. Brilliant. There's so many that I didn't bring over here that I could have brought over. But I figured when my list had gotten that big, I was pretty much gone as far as I could with it without going overboard. That, and I didn't know. This was my 3rd stream today, so I didn't know if anybody was going to come in. Like there were movies that were just fun, entertaining, bad movies. Jason X, yes. I would definitely agree. Because Jason X is a super bad movie, but it's super fun. You know another one right along that ilk? Leprechaun in Space. Leprechaun in Space may be my favorite in space bad movie. How many Howling movies are there? Let me think. So there's Reborn, I think, is number 8. There's 8, I think. I might be wrong. Like there's Howling, Howling 2, Your Sister's Werewolf, Howling 3, The Marsupials, Howling 4, I guess with A New Beginning, whatever the heck it was called. Howling 5, which was on at the castle. Howling 6, which is The Freaks with Bruce Payne. And Howling 7, which is the one that I'm talking about, the really bad one that you got to check out. And Howling 8, which is Reborn. So, 8. Chatterbox is interesting. Oh, B-Movie Archive, thanks for coming in, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it's one of those franchises that just inexplicably has a lot of films. Now it's Witchcraft. That's when you get like 13 or 14, but still. Don't Quit in the House. Ooh. There are so many others. I mean, I didn't even talk about these. And see, all three of these could be on the list of like entertaining bad movies. Why didn't I have like Silent Night, Deadly Night 2? One of the most entertaining bad movies of all time, hands down. Silent Night, Deadly Night wouldn't be on the list, and I want me to tell you why Silent Night, Deadly Night wouldn't be on the list. Because I think Silent Night, Deadly Night is actually a good film. And it works. And it's a Sedaris film. I'll agree with you there. Witchcraft has 14, I think. 14 or 15. More people. I don't have that one, but yeah, good movie. Good, bad movie. But yes, these three here specifically are atrociously bad in all the best ways. And hey, Initiation, you get some Clint Howard goodness. Huh? You want some Clint Howard goodness? You know you do. And Better Watch Out. Better Watch Out has Bill Moseley. So you're thinking, it's got Bill Moseley. It can't be that bad. Well, let me tell you this. It doesn't just have Bill Moseley. It has Bill Moseley wearing a plastic dome over his head, a see-through plastic dome that his brain is showing out of. So yeah, Burial Ground, yes. Mama, mama. That was one freaky kid, man. But the best sequence in Burial Ground has to be when Barbara the Cartel, yeah. 19 at Bronx, oh, yeah, I know, it's good though. Orchard of the Dead, yes, 110%. A lot of AC Stevens stuff, Movie Madness would. Orgy of the Dead, God, was it Jail Women, Jailbait Women, whatever it's called. That would definitely be on the list as well. Some of the later, some full moon stuff would definitely like fit the list. I wouldn't put like I'd put like Gingerbread Man 3 on the list. Ginger Dead Man, sorry. But I wouldn't put Ginger Dead Man anything after that on the list because at that point, they're no longer entertaining. Actually, there was at the beginning, I had Night of the, was it Bride of the Monster on the list. Of course, I think obviously goes to that saying, Plan 9 from Outer Space. But Food the Gods, yes, Food the Gods. And the second one too. And the second one. Second one's not as entertaining, but still, we'll put it on the list of really fun bad movies. See, I'm going to get you guys into some of these great classic bad cinema style films. You're going to have to get off this video after this, and you're going to have to go watch one. You're going to want to watch one because there are so many. Orgy of the Dead is fun, man. And it's got Criswell, who will predict your future or your present or maybe your past, but he will predict. I know. I love Criswell. I really do. He's awesome. Jaws 4, Con. You guys are a treasure trove of like awesomely bad movies. Yeah, it's written by Ed Wood, and actually, God, what's the name of the film? The other one that AC Stevens did too actually has Ed Wood acting in it. And it has women breaking out of prison. I'm just looking over there to see if there's something that I missed. Angel Eyes is a good bad movie. Eric Estrada definitely hits on the list. Oh, for sure. The Brainiac, which is a Mexican film. Yeah, that kind of makes the list too. I want to get a Mexican one in there. But there are so many. I mean, like you could go on and on about Hell of the Living. Oh, Bruno Mattei. You gotta get some Bruno Mattei in there. That's Bruno Mattei, right? Hell of the Living Dead. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, any Bruno Mattei, man, or could fit easily on the list of entertainingly bad films. Shakes the Clown. I guess that one's entertaining. Yeah, we'll go with that. And a more modern, like do you guys want a modern one too? That's like some people are totally going to disagree with this, but that's a movie that is really bad, but it's super entertainingly fun. Well, I thought it was entertainingly fun. Terrifier. Terrifier became a massive hit, and the guy basically because the guy that plays the clown commits to that role and does a good job in that role. Everybody else around him and the plot line doesn't work so much. Let's be honest here. This has great gore. That clown is really cool. Everything else, yeah, you're there for the gore and the clown. That's why you're there. You're not there for the storyline. Oh, you've never seen Terrifier? I think it's on like, God, I think it was even on like on Netflix or something. They're doing Terrifier 2 anyway. It was like super popular. And like this is a horror movie. Mighty Peking Man, yes, I love that film. Garden of the Living Dead, Yeah, that's still interesting. That's I have to stop to say like, does it entertain me? Yeah, it does. So yeah, that makes the list. And I guess barely. If you want a franchise that's like kind of really like so bad it's good, like a complete franchise. And I might be alone on this one, but I did find them a little bit, some of them a little bit boring, but they're watchable. The Prophecy franchise. That's that. There's another one for the Prophecy franchise. Hey Chase, dude, welcome. I am. We are going to get together soon and do that Western thing that I keep putting off, uh, which will be fun. But just so you know, when we do it, you're going to be the knowledge guy, and I'll just be the pretty face. Like that's what we're gonna have to do. Uh, Death Ninja trilogy. You guys have such great ideas. Anyway, guys, Mosley. Oh, is Mausoleum bad? Yeah, Bobby Breesy. Yeah. I just think I'm like I think is it the remake Cabinet of Doctor? Oh, Rotor, love Rotor, so bad, but so good, all mixed up into one. Oh, I thought of one. Want to come? So let's go check it out. This is a good one. You ready? You really ready? Oh yeah. One of the truly great bad foreign films of all time. If you don't own Mystic in Bali, you've probably seen clips from it somewhere. And you need it in your life. Also, while you're at it, you might as well pick up The Warrior with Barry Prima. And I know what you're saying. That's not enough Barry Prima. And you're right, that's not enough Barry Prima. Because The Devil's Sword is even more Barry Prima goodness. There are so many good bad movies. Like Maximum Overdrive. Classic example of a really good bad movie. Frozen Sasquatch. I think I have that one. But there you go, guys. It's 78 minutes. This is my third video of Friday. And I will be completely honest with you guys. I needed it. I needed it. And thank you so much for coming in to join me. I've got a lot of bad movies to put back. Maybe a couple to watch. Yeah. So this has actually been a lot of fun. And we'll do something like this again. Get some sleep. Honestly, dude, I don't think I'm going to get any sleep tonight. So, movie watching time for sure. I am Aaron. You guys are the movie club. And you guys are awesome. You guys rock. Have a great evening, and I will see you here hopefully tomorrow, where we'll be talking about the Scream Factory announcements that are supposed to blow our minds. Thanks, Trini. Have a great evening, guys.